Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood Conservative, and this is your Hollywood Minute. I am telling you, boy, 1, 2, 3 knockout punches to 3 major issues. I don't know what issues actually would rank above life, the First Amendment, and the Second Amendment. And those are the 3, obviously, major decisions that came out from the Supreme Court last Thursday, last Friday, and this morning. I have a renewed faith in our Supreme Court. I think that they absolutely, in the tradition of being textualists, like Justice Clarence Thomas is, and like Samuel Alito apparently is. I wasn't aware of that. But apparently he is as well. And I am just loving all of the memes coming out from this. And of course, that first major decision Thursday on New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. Bruin out of New York, that one might actually have potential impact here in California pertaining to our constitutional carry rights, our CCW rights here, especially in LA County, because LA County's gun rules typically do mimic what New York's are on the island of Manhattan. So we could see changes here. On the issue of Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health, the abortion issue, I find it hilarious that you have Democrat protesters and rioters destroying Democrat cities in Democrat states where abortion rules are not going to change. These people don't get it. They don't get it that Roe v. Wade, no one is wiping away abortion altogether. They are just returning it to the place where it belongs. I have said this till I'm blue in the face. The federal government has very, very, very few responsibilities. We have bloated the federal government far beyond what 100 times larger than our founding fathers ever intended. Our federal government is supposed to protect our borders, which they're not doing, assemble a military, recruitment's down because of the whole woke thing, and mint money. Not print money, mint money. And then everything else basically goes to the state. Anything that is a social issue goes to the state because our founding fathers, in their infinite brilliance, set up our states as laboratories of democracy. So Colorado can legalize shrooms, see how it goes, see if it works well for the state. Are there a lot of car accidents? Are there overdoses? Do they get to tax the crap out of it and therefore inject Colorado's economy with a lot of money? Does it work well for them? Great. Other states might adopt it. It is the same thing with every other social issue. So for those complaining about this decision, look, you can say that you disagree with the Constitution. You can say that you disagree with the way that our founders set up our country within the scope of federalism. You can make that argument. You can't, however, make the argument that these decisions are unconstitutional. That you can't say. Okay, so I wanted to bring up this Rasmussen case. So for those of you who don't know, the 3 cases that I was talking about with respect to the First Amendment, specifically the Establishment Clause, the Second Amendment, and of course abortion, that would be Kennedy v. Bremerton is the one that just came out this morning with respect to freedom of speech and religious speech. And then of course New York State Rifle and Pistol Association Inc. v. Bruin. And then of course the abortion case was Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health. So I wanted to talk about this Rasmussen report. So this was a study done on the trust of the Supreme Court. Voters trust the U.S. Supreme Court less than they did 2 years ago, and this was before Friday's landmark abortion ruling. A new Rasmussen Reports national telephone and online survey finds that 52% of likely U.S. voters have less trust in the Supreme Court than they had 2 years ago. Only 17% have more trust in the Supreme Court. I guess I'm one of the 17%. While 29% say that their trust in the Supreme Court has not changed much in the last 2 years. Was there anything else I want? The survey of 1,000 U.S. likely voters was conducted on June 22nd and 23rd by Rasmussen. The margin of sampling error is plus or minus 3, with a 95% level of confidence. So I just find that very, very interesting because if you consider the Republican bloc of voters, aka conservatives, social conservatives, religious, charismatic type folks, but even the non-religious Republicans, I just find this really, really, sorry, I'm very distracted by this Jodie Sweetin video that I'm about to show you that's playing automatically on my iPad. Oh, it's so good. You're going to see it in a minute. I just find this very strange. I think it's a very strange number that 52% have less trust now that we have more originalist, textualist justices on the Supreme Court. This was something that Donald Trump in the 2016 debate with Hillary Clinton promised to do, to appoint 2 or 3 conservative justices to ultimately overturn Roe v. Wade, return it to the states. That's what he did. Promise made, promise kept. So I find that number to be very, very strange. I think, unfortunately, it's an indication of a lack of education of the purpose of the Supreme Court. So many people distort the purpose of the Supreme Court. And even though we are taught very early on in civics class that that the judicial branch really just interprets law and interprets for the Supreme Court, interprets the Constitution, legislative branch, they're the only ones who make laws. I think that there is still a pretty decent portion of the country who conflates the two, or at least blends them. And so unfortunately, I think that this is a result of miseducation and misinformation, disinformation sometimes. Okay, so to close out today's video, I have to show you this clip of, you guys probably, if you're my age, you know the name Jodie Sweetin from Full House. She is, I know a lot of times I call people commies, and it's just kind of my blanket term for people on the left. There are people on the left who I call commies who are not actual commies. It's not even pejorative, really. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. It's just kind of my blanket term for folks who are on the left wing. But she's a legitimate communist. She has openly supported, for instance, here in California, a candidate for mayor who is an open communist. So she, this is just so delicious. So she was protesting over the weekend about the Roe v. Wade decision. And I want you guys to check it out. So I'm going to close out the video with this. Everybody have a great Monday. Head over to my website, thehollywoodconservative.us. Sign up for my daily emails. Go to MyPillow and use my promo code Hollywood. Enjoy this video. See you tomorrow.